Hello, this video is about 5 great lawn watering tips for your landscape here in our desert climate of Phoenix, Arizona. My name is Eli Hall with AMS Landscaping, and the first tip is to leverage your natural irrigation, meaning if you get rainfall, turn your timer off. I recommend with clients to shut their timer off for at least 24 hours after a rain, just because it's unnecessary to water, obviously. Especially if it's a nice, deep, healthy rain. If we're getting multiple days of watering, of rain, then you can obviously turn your timer off for multiple days. So that's the first tip. Second tip is the frequency matters. I always try, whenever we can, to get a deeper watering with each cycle. And so, in the summer, it's hard not to water every day when it hits 110, 115 degrees. But if you can skip days, it's always optimal. It's always best if your ground has time to dry and absorb the water. Obviously, when it's 110 out in the middle of the summers, it's going to get dried out. But anytime that you can skip days, it's always best, and do a deeper watering. And if you can even flood it, that's why in Central Phoenix they have flood irrigation that comes. Even in the summer, it only waters once every 2 weeks, but they get a huge, deep irrigated flood, and then they don't need to water quite as frequently because of that. So if you can do skip days, that is fabulous. Number 3 tip is to be sure to get at least a ½ inch of water on your lawn each time you do cycle. Once again, this matters if you have the type of lawn that will absorb the water. If you have a lot of runoff, or maybe you have hills and you got dips and low spots in your lawn, you'll see it get that larger amount of water because the water ends up going there. Then that's when you need to water, unfortunately, a little bit more frequently. So maybe do a couple watering times in a day to get the top of the hill watered. Or if you find like water running down the street, it's just more challenging to get this ½ inch of water on each cycle when you have those type of conditions. But this is when it's optimum and you have the type of lawn that can absorb the water evenly, it's best to at least get a ½ inch of water on the ground. So tip number 4, the best time to water is between 4 a.m. and 9 a.m. This is best because it's the least hot part of the day. It gives the ground time to absorb the water before it does too much evaporation. And it just gives the lawn, that it's just an optimum time for the lawn. Now, in the wintertime, you want that a little bit later, because if we do get a frost at really early in the morning, that could be harsh on your turf. But as long as, you're watering it and then leaving it, it's fine. It's unfortunate when you water it and we get a frost and then, the mowers come by, an hour later and there's frost on your lawn. That can be kind of harsh on the grass. So, number 5, the different areas of your lawn are going to absorb water or require more or less water depending on their condition. So the example here is if you have a big shaded area, it's not going to require as much water as your full sun area. So if you have zones that are separated where that you have areas that are in the shade, or most of the sprinklers are in the shade on zone 1, maybe water that one only 8 minutes, and then maybe your full sun areas, maybe you're watering for 12 minutes, just to give an example of some, whatever your lawn, wherever you see it thrive best with the amount of water, but just being careful on making certain that you're not, overwatering areas that don't need as much water and underwatering areas that do need more water. So once again, my name is Eli Hall with AMS Landscaping out of Phoenix, Arizona. If you have any questions at all, feel free to reach out to us at azlawns.com. Also, please subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Facebook at AMS Landscaping. Also, check us out on Instagram and Twitter at AZLawns. Make it a great day.